私はパートナーと共に進化するデジモンだ。
Let's be honest, Renamon is one of the coolest Digimon ever, and I'm pretty sure everyone agrees. I've always appreciated her design and personality, so I wanted to bring that appeal to 3D. The result was this video, which surprisingly blew up my brand new channel. I wasn't expecting so many views, comments and likes, so I wanted to thank you. It really means a lot. In this video, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of how I made Renamon in 3D. Stick around until the end, because I've got a little surprise waiting for you. You don't want to miss it. Before we dive in, I just want to mention that I plan to make more short animations like this. It might take a bit longer to release, because I want to deliver the best quality I can with the skills and knowledge I have. Now, let's make this video even more fun by playing a game I'm calling Who Are You Going to Make Next? Yeah, I know the name needs work, but here's the deal. I've hidden clues throughout this video that hint at the Digimons I'm planning to make. The Digimon with the most clues is more likely to be the next one I'll work on. With that being said, let's begin. Alright, let's start by gathering references. Whenever you create something, it's crucial to have a clear vision of what you're aiming for. References help you stay on track, understand key details, and ensure your final result aligns with the idea you want to bring to life. For me, gathering references is like shopping for ingredients to make a dish. Maybe that's why people say, let him cook. Anyway, let's gather some Renamon references. Yeah, definitely not this one. Nor this one. Nah. No. Questionable. You know what? Let's stick to the original TV show and its design. Remember, this isn't procrastination, this is research. Once we've got enough references, we can move on to modeling. Before we go any further, I should clarify that I'm not a 3D specialist. I'm more of a 3D generalist who likes to achieve results as quickly as possible. So, don't expect a flawless model here. When it comes to modeling, I like to start by figuring out the basic shapes and proportions. So I did a quick blockout of Renamon to establish her form. After that, I started sculpting to add detail and stylize her. I didn't spend too much time on the sculpting phase since the goal was to get the form right for the next step, retopology. I didn't sculpt the fur, I just used a bunch of curves to mimic tufts of fur. There might be better alternatives, but this is the best solution I could come up with. Sculpting is the fun, creative part, but once you get to the topology, it's like solving a complex puzzle. My workflow is to start with creating loops, then stitch them together. Topology determines how your model deforms when you rig it. The denser the topology, the better the deformation, but too much, you'll slow down your project or even crash it. So you'll need to balance it well. With the topology set, it was time to move on to rigging. AutoRig Pro, the lifesaver of rigging. I'll never go back to manual rigging. Well, except for the face. Renamon's face was relatively easy since her features don't deform too much. I duplicated the face model and set up controllers to slide on top of a copy of the face, to avoid any weird movements. I won't bore you with too many technical details. Let's just say Renamon can move now, but she's still lacking something important: color. Time for texture painting. Texture painting is probably my favorite part because this is where I really get to add colors to the model. The process starts with UV unwrapping, which is like creating a 2D projection of your 3D model. Think of it as those DIY cardboard toys you cut out and fold together. After unwrapping, I take the model into Substance Painter. First, I apply base colors, then work on shadows and highlights. I use big blur brush with low opacity to blend the colors together nicely. And voila! We've got a fully painted Renamon. You'd think we were done, and Renamon was finally ready for animation, but no. I had to redo some parts because they didn't work well during posing. For example, I had to adjust the proportions of her legs and arms. But the biggest challenge was her eyes. Renamon's eyes are positioned on the side of her head, which looks fine from the side. But from the front, in the current model, she looked derpy. The look wasn't quite right, and I lost the appeal I originally wanted. Initially, I aimed for her eyes to look exactly like in the show, so I had to reshape her head's topology until I got the right look. It might look simple, but making it appealing took me an hour. I'm happy with the result, but this introduced another issue. Her eye sockets are deep, and her eyeballs, represented by these meshes, are flat. From the side view, the eye mesh needs to move within the black socket without extra deformations. From the front view, the eyes need to look forward. I couldn't figure out a proper eye rig, so I gave each one a single bone and just move and rotate them manually. Let me know if you have any better solutions for this. And finally, let's get to the animation. In order to do that, we need to pose Renamon. Keep in mind that good poses are essential for good animation. So let's start posing by moving her.
何を見ていたのだ。すまない。
Anyway, that's how I brought Renamon to life in 3D. This was just a quick overview of the whole process, but I hope you found it interesting. Since this is my first attempt at a long-form video, I'm really curious to know what you think. It was a challenge, yeah, but also a lot of fun to make. So your feedback means a lot to me. I genuinely enjoy reading your comments, and I'm so grateful that you spend your precious time to write something, no matter what it is. Just a small request. Please be respectful towards each other. Alright, since you made it this far, I can finally reveal the surprise I promised you at the beginning. Renamon Rig is now available for download on my Gumroad page. I've made it free, so I can leave the animating part to you. You can set any price you like, so feel free to type something other than 0 if you're feeling extra supportive. And hey, don't forget to tag me, I'd love to see what you create with the rig. Also, please, don't get weird with it. One last thing before I go, how many hints did you find, and who do you think the next Digimon is? Let's have some fun discussion in the comments. Bye for now, don't forget to enjoy your life.